Hello everybody, Ruby Mao here, coach of your Gliscor, bringing you today's Week 3 PPL D2 match against Jordinez and the Southampton Sneasels. Now this match is coming off of a 15-day break, a bye week if you will, and this gave us plenty of time to prepare. Almost every day I thought of something needed to add to the team, make a couple adjustments here and there. But as you can see, the team, if you haven't already watched my team builder video, is Keldeo, Mega Charizard X, Talonflame, Mamoswine, Flygon, and Gramble. There's a couple things about my team that are different from the team builder. The first thing is Charizard is not shiny in the battle. I didn't know Dragon Rush wasn't a tutor move, so I had to make that change. Another thing is for Keldeo, I calc Hydro Pump damage against a Sylveon while I was holding Choice Specs, so it is not a 3-hit KO like I originally planned. And finally, my Talonflame, I forgot to give it Swords Dance. So in my video, team builder video, I have Swords Dance. In the battle, I have U-Turn. As you can see, the team he's bringing is exactly what I predicted. Everything, all 6 right on the head. It is Miltank, Sylveon, Mega Scizor, Heatran, Weavile, and Jordinez. Because I see the Miltank, I know that I am going to lead with my Charizard X. So let's get down to it. As you can see, he leads Miltank exactly how I predicted. So I go ahead and lead with my Charizard, the non-shiny Charizard. I go ahead and Mega Evolve turn 1 because, you know, you have to. And at this point, I'm thinking he's going to set up his rocks because, I mean, my team hurts rocks. So I go ahead and set up my Swords Dance. He goes for Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave is not shocking. I fully expected to get paralyzed, which is why I ran Swords Dance instead of Dragon Dance. Now, judging from my calcs, if this is fully defensive, a Dragon Rush does not pick up the kill. So I know he's now fully defensive, which makes me not scared of it anymore, or not. It's what I thought it would be. He goes for the rocks now, and I decided to go for Flare Blitz because I didn't want to risk this, and the Flare Blitz would pick up the kill even after a Miltank. So down goes Miltank, the only threat to my Mamoswine. So I'm beyond happy. Now he goes out into his Jordinez, the other thing I expected him to lead with, but I didn't really expect him to be an offensive Jordinez. And I can tell by the damage he just did, also because he's holding a Life Orb. But had he not been fully offensive, or had he not held a Life Orb, Charizard would have been able to survive and kill the Jordinez. At this point here, I bring my Flygon out, my special Flygon, and I go for a Draco because I kind of want to kill that Jordinez just because to make numbers more in my favor. Now at this point, I really don't need Flygon. I just need to get rid of the rocks. So I defog because I don't expect him to have anything else with rocks at this point, or at least something that won't survive on my hits. Now instead of killing me, he goes for a Baton Pass, which I thought was awesome. Flygon gets to stick around, get rid of the rocks. Now he goes out into his Weavile, and this is where I told you before my Keldeo calcs. I expected a Weavile Flygon matchup, so as soon as I see the Weavile, I go out into my fully physically defensive Keldeo, take that Ice Punch. It does nothing, no real damage. Now at this point, I know Sylveon's coming in. This is what I planned for the whole week. Sylveon, especially defensive Sylveon to come in. And here comes my Hydro Pump. Now I expect the Hydro Pump to hit, and I thought it would do about 40% damage. And the only problem is I forgot to take into consideration the leftovers, and the fact that I'm now holding a Choice Specs. So instead I go out into my Talonflame here. Another thing that I really wanted to do, eat this Hyper Voice, which lets me know it's not a special attacking investment. Now right here, I wanted to set up the Swords Dance and potentially sweep the rest of his team. But then I noticed I don't have Swords Dance. I was so pissed. Because after his Swords Dance, Natural Gift would have killed the Heatran. But instead, I don't have what I'm looking for. I know he's going to switch out. I know Natural Gift will not kill Heatran, which is his Talonflame switch. I go for the U-turn. And I go out into my Mamoswine. This is a Choice Banded Mamoswine. And I don't care what you're holding, your investment, you're not living an EQ from a Mamoswine. He switches out into the only thing that can live one EQ, and that is his Mega Scizor, or Scizor before the Mega Evolution. that does a butt ton of damage. And from my end, I can clearly see that I'm specs. I am banded from that damage. But as you can see, he doesn't really catch on to that quite yet. I thought about staying in and going for another EQ, but I didn't really want to risk a superpower and lose my Mamoswine. He goes for the U-turn, and that does actually a lot to my Talonflame, and I am surprised at that. At this point, I know the Heatrans coming out, and without Sword Stance, my Talonflame's it has no ability to sweep. I go for my natural gift, Berry on Berry, while he reveals his berry that reduces ground attacks, and it does less than half, so maybe a Sword Stance wouldn't have killed, but I don't know. I'm just mad I didn't bring it because Talonflame was basically useless without it. Now that he doesn't have his berry, I'm still fully believing he thinks I'm banded. So I go for my EQ because that'll definitely kill anything that wants to switch in. Anything else wants to switch in. I didn't expect the Poop Dragon to come out, so down goes Poop Dragon. And Mamoswine picks up his first kill since picking up in the transfer week. He brings in his Scizor. I'm fully physically defensive, so I know I can take that nice EQ kills. And now there is no real threat to my Mamoswine except for the Weavile. And I have 2 checks for the Weavile. So at this point, I know I got this one in the bag. He brings out his Sylveon, which has kind of got me scratching my head. I don't know why he didn't go out into his Weavile and maybe make a comeback here. But I know a choice banded EQ is going to kill a non-physically defensive Sylveon. The only thing I was kind of worried about was maybe he's running something wacky like Pixelate Quick Attack. So I don't know. I thought that I don't know. I was expecting the worst for my Mamoswine. Now in comes his Weavile, and I don't really want Grunt to go down, so I go back out into my Keldeo, which can easily take any hit this Weavile wants to give me. He goes for the knockoff, knocks off my Rosalie Berry, and as you can tell, this Justified boost is really gonna not matter at all because I mean it's not physically offensive. He goes for another Ice Punch, maybe hoping for a freeze. I don't know. Doesn't get it, and Keldeo basically from this point here cleans up in the end and takes care of business. Now this team that I'm playing, as I told them before, that this is the scariest team in my opinion. This is the team that from the beginning I thought was pretty well built, and I was so nervous the entire match, all the days bringing up the match. We were supposed to battle on Friday, but I couldn't do it. Supposed to battle on Monday, he couldn't do it, so we finally settled on Tuesday, and from the get-go I was nervous, I was shaking, but in the end, your Gliscor pick up a win, go to 2-1. Jordinez, your team's awesome, and I know you'll do better in the future. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more PPL D2 action.